Well, good afternoon and welcome to Leytonstone in East London, in England, for those that are watching on the internet. In the UK, absolutely. And welcome to this webcast here from Leytonstone Television, live from Being Sound in the rather it's a busy part of the rather busy part of the area, quite in the centre of the high street here. Those that are local will know it certainly very, very well. Yes, welcome to our webcast. It's something experimental and something that hopefully you're going to certainly get plenty of information from about this area of London, England, for those that are watching internationally, and London, England, for those that are watching on the other side of London or somewhere else in the UK. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome to our programme today Jasmine. Jasmine, welcome.
Hello.
And this is the first for you, isn't it? I understand.
Yeah, this is a new project that we've got underway.
Yeah, something different to show everyone all the sights, sounds, and certainly what Leytonstone has to offer. Now, you are the owner of Being Sound, that's correct, yeah?
That's right.
And how long's the shop been here for?
We opened up something over a year and a half ago. We opened up something over a year and a half ago, so it's early days yet in terms of the start-up of a business. We consider ourselves still to be a new business, still finding new things to do and new ways of doing things.
Can you tell everyone a little bit about the business then, and what exactly it offers to the public?
Well, we call it a holistic health centre and ethical gift shop. We have various therapies on offer. I have therapists coming in to do a range of things that I don't do myself. The ones that I offer myself come through from my counselling days. I actually offer counselling psychotherapy. I've also trained to do voice work teaching, which I can do on an individual basis or with groups. And then my most recent addition to the things that I'm offering is sound healing with gongs. And in the back room there, I've got 3 beautiful gongs tuned up to have healing resonance. And everybody who tries it, who's not done it before, comes out just saying, "Wow, amazing!" So it's the kind of thing that, sounds a bit strange to many people, but if you just decide to have a go, I think, it's bound to be an incredible experience. The ethical gift shop side of things, I get a lot of stuff in from places that belong to British Association of Fair Trade Shops, BAFTs, and this means that they import goods from ethical businesses. For instance, we have recycled sari silk being made into hats and handbags and gloves and scarves, coming from Nepal. So there's lots of interesting things like that, things to wear, musical instruments, which when I first set up and put a lot of my stock became percussion instruments and ethnic instruments of various kinds. I was thinking, do people want this sort of thing? But they've been so popular. There seems to be a big waking up in the world of people to the importance of sound, in all sorts of ways, using it for meditation, for healing. Somebody came in and bought a whole load of stuff in order to support her children's reading, reading stories and using instruments to make sounds along the way.
We can hear some of those sounds as well in the background, can we not? So some sort of...
the music you hear in the background is actually the backing music to a relaxation CD I made, which brings me on to other things in the shop. We do have a range of CDs, mainly things to do with self-help and meditation and healing sounds. We have books along the same lines. We sell incense and essential oils, oil burners, crystals, soaps and bath things, jewellery. Of course, jewellery is always very popular with the ladies and with the men when they want to buy a present.
Sure.
Wall hangings, fridge magnets, and lots of things that hang from the ceiling, because I guess one of the things that's made it have a very special character of its own is that I've brought things for the shop that I personally like, and I've always liked having things hanging around from the ceiling. So we've got bamboo chimes and crystal hangings and tea light holders. Those things, yeah.
You mean the dream catchers?
Dream catchers from North American.
No, this is some. Right. Yes, the dream catchers for sure. There's plenty of those, and they're very.
Very nice.
Well, there's plenty to keep up there in your memory there. As I can see, there are many items here. And of course, for those that can't necessarily make it along here, they will obviously be aware that you have a website, because I'm sure they'll be watching this now on your website. But of course, you have plenty of information on your website as well about the therapies, if they have a look around on the links. And of course, the goods as well, if they want to purchase anything. If they contact you, they can pretty much order anything if it's not on your website, can't they? You've got, obviously your contact details, but yes.
One of the things I wanted to mention particularly, actually, is the suppliers I have for crystals, which is really people are again waking up to the power of crystals, and more people are coming in to find out about them and to start their journey with crystals. The people I buy them from source them themselves, so that really means that instead of there being a middleman, I get them at a very reasonable price. But they're also a wonderful young couple who, they're so informative to me, and they can actually supply things to special orders. So if there's a particular crystal you wanted, like if you wanted the price on an amethyst crystal cave, for example, of 90 centimetres or 2 metres, or if you wanted a particularly unusual piece of crystal, you can always get in touch with me by email or phone, and I can get you pictures and a quote of something special like that.
Sure. I mean, obviously, as I say, the details are on your website, but just for people so they do know for sure, how do they contact you? Email address, phone number?
They're all on my website. My email address would be info@beingsound.com.
That's probably that's the best way for people to contact you, isn't it? Yeah, possibly. And also you'll have a Skype number on there as well, so they can also
contact me with Skype. The Skype name is just Being Sound.
Sure.
All lowercase, all one word, so it's easy to remember.
That's the techie stuff out of the way for sure.
Being sound, being healthy, being resonant.
Sure. And now talking about resonance, and you're mentioning the crystals. Can you tell us a bit about that? Because as far as I understand it, and I'm sure you'll guide me on this, depending on the crystal, it has a different resonance and a different frequency.
Well, you said it really. Don't need to say it again.
Oh, is that the end of our webcast then? Okay, then no more money in the meter, guys. Okay.
You said about the crystals.
Sure.
I'm still learning. I mean, I know more than I did a year ago, but I feel as though I'm still a novice with crystals. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of really good books where I can look things up and discuss with people, their particular needs to see which crystals they might want. Mm-hmm. But yes, it's all based on the idea. I mean, everything in the world is vibrating at some level. I think we learned that in chemistry at school, sure, that all the molecules in things are vibrating. And what people are finding is that the resonance, the vibration of the crystals, which is different depending on their colour and their composition, mm-hmm, can resonate with parts of the system. Basically, I guess the chakras, which correspond to the endocrine system, and all of the glands in the endocrine system, and all our bones and muscles have got their own frequencies. And if anything's out of balance, it won't be resonating at the right rate. So, matching it up with crystals that can put it back into balance is kind of. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it's something.
Sure. Sounds like some of our economists might need some crystals at the moment. What do you think?
Definitely could do with some gong sounds.
A large, big gong sound, yes.
Yeah, maybe
sure.
I shall have to invade Westminster and.
Seems to be going on at the moment, but we digress slightly. Sorry.
Yeah, but actually, since we have digressed, my gong master got in touch by email the other day,
about
sending
the
out.
11s.
Yes, about all the 11s.
Yeah, do tell us. This is a very special occasion, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, if you're interested in finding out more, go to my website, because in the next week or two I'll be posting up some information.
Sure.
It's 11 seconds after 11 minutes after 11 o'clock in the morning of the 11th of November 2011, which is, 11.
Sure.
He's asking gong players from all around the world to play their gongs for healing the world and the earth And so there's a big kind of a wave of sound going around the world as the time changes. And I'm planning I haven't decided what yet, but I'm planning to do an event here.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because it is E11.
Yeah. That as well. Amazing, I hadn't thought of that. So it's 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11 in E11.
Absolutely, yes. I think we'll be ahead of everyone else in the world.
Well thought of, Martin.
You look a bit taken aback there. So, should I be on the other side of the camera? Is that what you're saying? No, maybe not. No.
I think it's just getting the back of your head a bit too much.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Okay. Look at that.
But yeah, you know, keep visiting the website so you find out what it is. If you're there, you can always sign up for my email newsletter.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll just take it from there. I hope.
Definitely, and of course, I guess one thing we should mention to people is that you know, you are accessible and contactable very much so by the website. So you know, if they so you're going to.
Yeah, I mean, you just reminded me of something else I wanted to say. Actually, talking about being accessible, I've been trying to make myself accessible to other business owners in Leytonstone, because I've got this feeling that we need to be. Somebody said pulling together.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to support Leytonstone in creating a cooperative business community where, you know, the business community are getting together to, you know, to let the council know what we want, to put on projects that will help us all, which will help Leytonstone as well.
Well, you recently had an event or two, didn't you, here? Can you tell us a bit about that? The Car Free Day, for example.
Yeah, every year there is an event put on by the council and the 11 bid called Car Free Day. They close the streets, certain streets around Leytonstone. Cars are banned, so people can come and enjoy. And we have stalls and music, and we had a therapy tent, and there's just all sorts of things going on. And previous to that, in July, we had the Leytonstone Festival. These things are annual happenings. This is not so much an on-the-street event. It's more an arts festival where we have theatre and comedy and music and poetry, all sorts of things going on in different venues all around, which is also linked to Leytonstone Arts Trail, where local artists put things out in homes and shops around, and people can trail around looking at art. I just paused for a moment there because there was a bus going by making a lot of noise.
Oh, there's plenty of those in Leytonstone, that's for sure, isn't it? We're pretty well served when it comes to public transportation with the underground station there on the Central Line. I hasten to add, for those that...
it's so easy to get here. We're just less than 5 minutes from Central Line station.
Definitely.
And on a bus route. It's just really, really easy to get here. And from out of town too, if you're coming... It's just very close to the end of the M11.
For those that aren't aware, that's right. That's coming into London from further parts.
Circular. It's really easy to get here.
Absolutely. And later on, talking about the business community, we will be speaking to other people as well. So hopefully, it'll be interesting to hear you know, about their input into the local business community and community for that matter. And as you say, pulling together, it's a necessity really these days. And hopefully, it's something that you know, people will do more of. I think, you know, particularly these days with shopping malls, that sort of thing, yeah, local shopping is a different experience, I hasten to add, or certainly that's what I feel anyway, and people that I speak to, how do you feel about that? I mean, would you say that it is a different experience to going to...
Definitely. So a while ago, a little girl who comes into the shop and loves it did it as a little poster, and it said on it that we're the friendliest shop in the world. And in fact, yesterday, an elderly gentleman came in and he said, since you're the friendliest shop in the world, I don't feel there's any problem with coming in to speak to you. I want you to know that you've spelt friendly as wrong. And when I explained to him that it was a 9-year-old child that did it, he was actually quite impressed that all the other spelling was correct.
Sure. Did you explain to him that if you know, if it had been incorrect, generally it's one of these marketing ideas these days? No.
But no, it wasn't. I mean, that this incorrect was nothing to do with that. It was the fact that a 9-year-old child did it and she made one spelling mistake. But you know, I'm just pointing out that we are the friendliest shop in the world, and I think when you go to big shopping centres, you've got a big company that's just employing staff. They maybe haven't got the loyalty to the company. It's just a job, and they learn to be polite and everything, but they don't put in that extra...
Well, it's not a long-term relationship, is it, really? You're there one day and not the next, and yeah, absolutely. So
we have noticed the effects of huge new shopping centre opening up just down the road in Stratford.
Oh yes, there's a couple of stops away, isn't it, on the train, and not too far. What 5 minutes away, really? Yeah.
2 stops away from the Olympic site. You can walk there in half an hour if you want to walk. Really good thing to do, of course.
Well, you mentioned something there, which I was going to go on to, which is the Olympics. Less than a year away now. 2012 London Olympics in the city of Stratford in East London. As we just said, it's a couple of stops away on a train, and to put people in the picture that aren't aware of the distance is, it's around about 5 minutes and away. A lot of people will be coming here, international visitors, again, as well as visitors from other parts of the UK. This is a local area when it comes to the Olympics, Leytonstone. So again, people may be travelling. Sorry, you were going to say something?
No.
Oh, no. And people are going to be travelling, obviously, around these parts. And it's great because not too far away, obviously, you've got Epping Forest as well, the historical Epping Forest.
Things that, I'm really committed to the regeneration of Leytonstone. It's jump on the tube, 20 minutes you're in town. Jump on the tube, 20 minutes you're out in Loughton, Epping, in the forest. You can get out there by other means, driving or cycling maybe, and it's beautiful. It's like stepping into another world, and Leytonstone is just sort of like right in between those two things. People are so lucky to live here and have that option.
It really is a part of London, certainly, again, in the home counties, as we call them, the counties that are bordering London, but particularly the county of Essex. A lot of history here, as we know, just a stone's throw away from here. Churchill. There's much history.
Yeah, his ward was just up the road in Woodford.
For sure. And
but beyond that, there's a much more interesting history, because just near here there's a place called Wanstead Park, which isn't really like a typical park. It's part of Epping Forest now, but it was the park of a stately home called Wanstead House. And at one time it was one of the most important stately homes in England. Yeah. Queen Elizabeth I used to go and stay there, and important people like that. And Leytonstone really grew up partly as a community, which obviously they needed people around that would do the things that people need in stately homes, horses' hooves and dressmaking and butchers and bakers and that sort of stuff. And so Leytonstone became very, very important. And
I think it still is, though, isn't it? I would say very much so, really.
It's coming back up. It needs people in the business community to pull together to get it to be more vibrant, and to get more things going on here that will bring people into Leytonstone to find out what a lovely energy it's got here.
Well, as we say, we're going to be speaking to some other business people throughout this broadcast, this webcast, and how people will be able to have a dip into this now live. And don't forget, this is live at the moment, so if anyone's watching and wants to come down and have the chance to win a free tarot reading this afternoon. This is being recorded, of course, and transmitting live on the 21st of October. Are we there? It's the 22nd today, isn't it? Yes, I get it right. I knew there we are. Take two, the 22nd of October today. And for those that are watching, if they run down here now to Being Sound, address again, please.
It's 698 High Road, Leytonstone.
Yep.
And for those with Saturn Nav, E11 3AJ.
That's one of your gongs as well there on E11, as we said before. Well, Jasmine, it's been great speaking with you, and we'll catch up with you again later on, I'm sure, another time. And as I say to everyone else out there that's listening, shortly we'll be speaking to other people in the business community, and possibly yourselves, if you get yourselves down here to Being Sound in High Road, Leytonstone. Thank you, that was Jasmine. And we'll be speaking to other people shortly, and we'll be back soon.